Morning, Ross here, coming from the banks of the River Amend. A lovely Saturday morning. Baxter's with me, so I thought while I was out I might as well go over something else, something new. And there's almost nothing more important to me than goal setting and putting together objectives and targets for any upcoming event, whether it's for the training or for what I actually want to get out of the race itself. It's very easy to just get out and run for a wee while and not really have a sense of purpose to what you're doing, and I think that's absolutely fine if we're basing it on what I've discussed previously and just enjoying the outdoors and maintaining a positive mindset. But I think if you want to improve on yourself, get better, get fitter, it's so critical to implement goals into your life. Just as basic examples, from a 5k point of view, I mean, that's, most people can do it. It's not a huge distance, but if I didn't decide that I was going to do, right, I want to try and do this under 20 minutes, then I probably would never ever do it. But because a year or so ago I thought, right, what goal am I going to set myself here for the 5k? So, right, I need to try and do it as quickly as possible, and breaking 20 minutes is my target. And I tried for about 6 months or so to try and break that 20-minute barrier, and I didn't do it straight away. I wouldn't call it failing each time, but it was maintaining that end goal to eventually do it, and I broke 20 minutes, and it was brilliant, and I was so happy for that achievement. So that's only 5k, and for the longer running events as well, I've got an ultra marathon coming up, over 200 miles, so what do I really want to get out of that? When I did it before, and I never managed to do it before, the goal was just to try my hardest and try my best and make it. But that was too much of a loose goal. That wasn't really any sense of purpose behind it, and I think that's ultimately where I failed. It wasn't a proper determined target there or objective. It was just to do it. So that's where I've changed my attitude now, so that set specific goals, set real targets. Completing the race, that's almost a given. So yes, it's a target, but for me that's already done. So I thought, well, it's not just about trying my best, and the goal is to finish in the top 10. That's a proper target, and by extension of that goal, that means I have to get the right fitness. I have to be mentally prepared, and without these objectives, then there would be no sense of purpose behind it. There's no real end game or proposed end game, and it's always been the case for my running. For me, I can't just decide to get out or go out of a day or 2 or 3 times a week and go for a run and just to get exercise. That's never been my thing, and whether it's right or wrongly, I don't know. I've always had to have something to look forward to, something in the future to get me up and get out. And that's just me. Not everybody's like that, but I would say that if you are somebody who isn't naturally incentivized to go out and go for a run, then maybe you should look up the internet or Google 5k events, 10k events. Things like park runs are amazing. They're all over the country. Okay, we can't do them just now, but once we get through the COVID situation, then these things will come back up, and you think, well, I've got a 5k on Saturday morning. I have to at least make sure I'm not eating or drinking the night before, or I'll get some sort of exercise through the week so that I'm loosened off to do a 5k. And just small goals like that, they don't have to be big crazy goals, and realistic and achievable goals as well. It's pointless having a target where you're saying, look, I'm going to cycle the circumference of the earth backwards, that's just daft, you're not going to do it. Set yourself small, achievable targets so that you can tick them off as you go along, and then you'll feel better about yourself, you'll feel positive. So, oh, I've done that, right, what can I do next? And that's something I've always had to instill into my psyche, is the importance of goal setting. There's been times when I haven't done that and I haven't had an event in the future, and I've suffered as a result, because I've not thought, oh, I've got a run in a few weeks' time, I better get out regardless of how crap the weather is. I thought, I've not got anything planned, so I don't need to, and you suffer for it. So now I have to have something in the future to look forward to make myself get fitter, make myself feel better about myself, and it all makes for a better outlook. And another extension of that is you get to go out in lovely days like this. I mean, look behind me. It's gorgeous, gorgeous day. You can just listen, if you just listen for a second. That's just hearing the noise of the river. It's amazing, it makes me feel so good. So anyway, that's about goals. I'll put that on the Facebook page, and I'll write a little bit beside it that makes a bit more sense, because I'm kind of rambling a bit. And yeah, have a great weekend.